Today I'm going to try out one of the quirkiest airplanes I've ever flown.
It's French, isn't it? What do we expect?
That I'll find difficult to taxi.
Oh, is that you? No, that's you putting the brakes on. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't.
That smells like an antique shop on takeoff.
It even smells like wood. Well, it is. It's best quality tea chest.
But nonetheless outperforms a PA28 at half the price. We explore one of Europe's most popular touring aircraft, the Robin DR400. In a world that's been dominated by American-designed aircraft, the trusty Cessna and the Piper get all the airtime, don't they? They steal the limelight. But in some places in Europe, those stalwarts of general aviation can be hard to find. They're outnumbered by this, the DR400, one of, if not the most popular touring aircraft in Europe, certainly in France. Go to any French aero club or any French airfield for that matter, and you might struggle to find a PA28 or Cessna 172 because the DR400 will be hogging the ramp. Today we're going to fly one to find out why it's so popular.
It's like a handbrake, press it in.
Keith Jones is a flying reporter follower, flight instructor and engineer, and he spent 6 years restoring this 1973 Robin DR400. Everything down to the last nut and bolt was seen to. He invited me to take a ride with him because he wanted to show the world that not every light aircraft has to be American made. The DR400 was built near Dijon in France, and as with most things French, it's a little bit quirky. The first thing I noticed was the way the control column moved.
This is a weird feeling elevator. It comes up and down.
Yeah, you won't find it weird when you get to fly. It's totally natural.
It's so difficult to explain this, guys, but the actual stick comes up as you come up and right.
Yes.
And then down and left it goes down. How very odd.
Membury traffic, Golf Mike Victor is taxiing to runway 23. Bring it back to idle, let the brakes off, and then let's just slowly start rolling down the taxiway.
So we're going to control speed with the handbrake, yeah?
With the power and the handbrake, but we'll come back to idle.
So, this is odd, having a handbrake.
Yeah, so just let the handbrake go and let the thing thing roll.
Yeah, there's no toe brakes.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
It's just...
Why
do the French have to do everything differently? Oh, it did used to have toe brakes, didn't it? The 400? No, never.
No, the later ones have gone to toe brakes.
Oh. How long have you owned this then?
I've had it since the mid-80s.
And it's a 180 engine?
Yes.
Which is like what the PA28 Archers have?
Yes. And in fact, it's almost the same engine. And some of the Archers have got solid crank, but...
And which one of the DR400s is it?
This is the Region.
Which was the most popular?
Yeah, probably amongst the touring people. Okay, if we stop here, we'll do a power check here.
So pull it up and then twist it 180. No?
Yeah.
You pull it?
Yeah, you pull it.
How did you do that? Because
it's on a ratchet.
Okay.
It is. It's French, isn't it? What do we expect?
This flight is going to prove that you can't just jump into a new single-engine piston aeroplane and expect to be able to fly it like the one you've always done. They all have their little quirks. And after we'd done the power checks and turned to backtrack onto the runway, I found another feature of the DR400 that I wasn't expecting.
So we're going around to the left,
yeah? That's right.
Oh, is that you?
No, that's you putting the brakes on.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Because they go on the rudders.
It's locked on the... Oh, you just... Oh.
See, I told you that there was...
So when you go... So when you go all full left...
Yeah.
It locks the... Oh my gosh, so it's got differential braking...
Yeah.
On the rudders.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Let me get it out of this situation.
Literally, guys, as I go full left rudder, it locks the brake on.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
So you don't need to go that hard. You have control.
I have control.
you can have another go at the other end.
Oh gosh.
Now, Keith had kind of explained this to me, but I didn't fully appreciate what he meant. When you reach full left rudder, left brake is applied too, and vice versa when you apply right rudder. So as I was trying to turn, as I do in my Aero, applying full left rudder, all that was happening was that the left brake was locking on. Now, I'm sure there are many of you who fly aircraft with this arrangement to whom this is completely natural, but this was my first time, and I have to say, it completely blindsided me.
I think for the first one, I'll do it because I'm not quite sure that you've got the thing and.
Quite understandably, what Keith is saying here is after that performance, he doesn't trust me to do the takeoff in his pride and joy. Well, the runway we're taking off from here at Membury in Berkshire is both short and extremely narrow. There's not a lot of room for takeoff mistakes.
Got my Victor's taking off. Runway 23. Pull the power up. Full power. Make sure we got it all. And away it goes. Airspeed's rising nicely. Bit late on the knots, clear of everything. Go slowly forward. About 80. Flaps go away. And at which point I say, you have control.
I have control. And we got flaps up, so we want 90, was it now?
Yeah, 90 knots.
And it's a left-hand circuit.
Well, at the moment there's nobody here, so go whichever way you fancy.
I don't know, which you're navigating.
Yeah. Yeah, head left, that will. Membury traffic confirmation. Benson 120905.
I'm trying to remember now, but I don't think I've ever flown an aircraft constructed of wood and fabric before. I know that might come as a surprise to you, but it is true. And with the air vent open, it came as a surprise to me that the cockpit began to smell like an old antique shop.
I mean, it even smells like wood.
Well, it is. It's best quality tea chest.
Even though it's a bit quirky, you love it.
Oh yeah. What other like aeroplanes? Take two of you to Valencia direct out of here. It's got phenomenal ranges because it's wood. The vibration doesn't feel so bad. I mean, we've balanced the prop, of course.
Quite heavy on aileron, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's your slip ball? There it is.
It's up the top there.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got to keep the cheese on the biscuit.
Right, what do we set then for cruise?
Well, just let it accelerate. And you'll be looking at somewhere around 2,450 or something. Be quite nice. Then we'll lean it off to save a bit of money. Benson, good afternoon, Golf Bravo Alpha Mike Victor.
Station calling Benson Zone, Party again, your full call sign squawk 3601.
Golf Mike Victor is Golf Bravo Alpha Mike Victor, Robin DR 400 from Membury to Turweston via Westco, 3,000 feet, 1010, requesting basic service.
Golf Mike Victor, basic service, Benson QNH is 1009.
1009, and was that 3610 the squawk?
Golf Mike Victor, negative 3601.
3601, roger.
Golf Mike Victor, remaining 3 miles west of Benson overhead, max penetration is approved.
Max penetration approved, Golf Mike Victor.
So we're a bit low on the power there, but it's a bit bumpy, isn't it? So 2450 is what, 75%? No, 65%, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
So we've got about 120 knots there.
Yeah. So we're roughly 75% power there with what you've got.
And that's so an Archer would be about that as well, wouldn't it? Or would it be a bit
slower?
A bit slower than
probably
that.
5 to 6 knots slower.
So with the same engine, how is it able to?
Nickel 31, Benson approach, squawk guidance.
How is it able to, beat the Archer on speed?
Much more efficient wing.
Yeah.
If you look at it from the front, there's less cooling drag because you've got smaller intakes for the cooling. Cooling can become an issue if you get right down south into Spain on a hot day, because you're going to wind up having to step climb it because of oil temperature. But you get up to 4,000 feet and the oil temperature will start heading towards the red line. Put it into the cruise for about 5 or 6 minutes and then take another 2,000 foot bite at it. And eventually, the best place to cruise it's up around 8 or 9, where you'll be truing out about 130 odd knots.
What's that there? Is that Benson?
No, that's Abingdon.
Abingdon.
She's dead.
Gliding, right?
Well, it's Army at the moment.
So we were just talking about, the wing. So this wing then, I mean, legend has it that it's this shape because they couldn't fit the whole aircraft in the workshop, but is that not?
I think that's absolute BS.
I read it online, it must be true.
Yeah. The reason it's the shape it is that at the moment, the outer outer couple of feet are not doing anything in terms of lift. But what they're providing is they're providing what winglets do on airliners. They're cutting down the induced drag. And the reason it can fly out of such short strips is that when you rotate and you're flying at slow airspeeds, the whole of the wing is working, producing lift for you. There's zero angle of attack out there on the outboard sections, and we're actually flying on the inboard section of the wing at the moment.
And that's just very efficient.
Yeah, it's extremely efficient, and because as you pull the nose up towards the stall, what happens is that the ailerons will behave properly right down to the stall, whereas most ailerons, if you get within a knot or two of the stall, what you can do is you can move the stick to the left and you can stall the outboard section and have the aeroplane turn to the right. It's a really interesting place to be, but you've got to be flying pretty slowly on a smooth day to demonstrate that with most aeroplanes. Tomahawk does it nicely just before it throws you into a spin.
It's got the same useful load as an Archer. About no?
Well, a bit more really.
Tiny bit more.
I mean, with full tanks, and bear in mind that'll take you down to the other side of the Spanish border. You've got somewhere around £650 load, payload.
Right. Now, this is the first wooden aircraft that I've actually flown.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Thinking back now, and so can it fly IFR? Can you go into rain and things like that, or is it?
Yeah, I fly IFR.
You hanger it though, don't you?
Oh, you've got to hanger it.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, you've got to hanger any aeroplane because you're paying for hangarage whether you use it or not. If you don't use it, your maintenance costs go up.
What's that airfield ahead?
That's Westcott.
That's Westcott. Okay. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Your maintenance costs go up. So hangarage is.
But is it getting to the point here about it being a wooden airframe?
You've got to hanger it.
It's more crucial.
Yes. You've got to hanger the thing.
So what other features do you love so much about the aircraft?
It handles very nicely. I find it just is nice. It's just pleasant to fly, and the visibility's superb. I mean, it's like a helicopter.
Yeah, it is. That is the thing about all the Robins are like that, aren't
Yeah.
they? The visibility is amazing, and you've got quite a low deck angle here as well, which means you can see. I can see down there. I'd never be able to see in my aircraft. I'd never see that former airfield now.
Yeah.
As it goes under the nose there. So, yeah, that is true.
Before we took flight today, Keith took me into the hangar at Membury and showed me a DR400 wing that's under renovation. Quite interesting to see what's under the fabric and keeping us airborne, and it made me wonder about its comparative strength.
And in terms of its strength, because you kind of think that wood is not as strong as, a metal structure.
It's just as strong. It's just a different type of strength. It's more crash-worthy than a metal aeroplane. Because what happens is when metal fails, it folds. when wood fails, it splinters and it still absorbs energy. Not that I recommend crashing it, of course.
And in terms of how much they are to buy compared to, say, the Pipers and the Cessnas, you know, let's say we were trying to buy a PA28 Archer of similar vintage.
You'll probably pay more for the Archer.
Right.
Because people are just not used to this weird aeroplane.
Yeah, there's not as much demand for it worldwide.
Yeah, exactly.
And in terms of maintenance and everything else, the company's still going and it's still turning these out now,
oh yeah,
actually,
you can still get all the bits. I mean, they go bust regularly, but the spares operation keeps on running.
I'm enjoying my flight in the DR400 and it's starting to feel less quirky now and more like any other light aircraft. But in a moment I'll have a go at landing it at Turweston in a fairly strong crosswind. But first, some news from AOPA UK. This month, AOPA is meeting with the regulator and industry representatives to discuss the UK's flight information services. These are the air traffic services that support mainly GA flights below flight level 195. You'll know them as London Information and Scottish Information. The CAA has indicated that it wants to align the UK's FIS with ICAO standards, and at the moment, we don't know what that will look like. AOPA says it has heard that the lower airspace radar services might face the chop. But what will we get instead? Will it be better or worse? And who's going to pay for it and the rest of the modernisation that's going on? The CAA has said that it doesn't think GA should pay for airspace modernisation like this, but there's pressure from the airlines who think anyone that uses airspace should pay for it, including GA. At the meeting, AOPA will be stating that what we need is a universal, countrywide, radar-equipped FIS, like they have in Europe. They don't think GA should pay for it since we already pay through fuel taxes. By contrast, the airlines on the whole don't pay tax on the fuel used for international flights. Also, it does look, doesn't it, like all the modernisation that's coming through will benefit the airlines at the expense of GA. Once again, AOPA is working hard behind the scenes protecting our freedoms to fly. Sign up now to show your support for this important work.
Turweston, good afternoon. Golf Bravo Alpha Mike Victor.
Golf Bravo Alpha Mike Victor to Weston.
Mike Victor's inbound, understand QFE of 993, runway in use.
27 with a right-hand circuit.
27 right hand, Golf Mike Victor.
And so it's time for me to land, or should I say do a touch and go in the DR400. Keith tells me that the flap limit speed is 92 knots and the final approach speed with full flap 70 knots. As we turn downwind, I get the first stage of flap out, but it's quite a struggle to keep the aircraft within the white arc. The plane just wants to keep motoring on.
Quite difficult actually to keep it in the white arc.
Yeah. Well, you are going to find that it's quite a pitch change.
Where's the can't see the runway now?
Yes, you're looking good.
Why can't I see it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
So you probably want a bit more, pull a bit of power off and just give yourself a little more aft trim. Then when you're ready, go for the full flat.
Yeah, because we're struggling here with the speed. Full flap. Yeah.
As I say, it's quite slippery.
I'll aim for sort of 75, 80 at the moment.
Golf Mike Victor's turn final.
Roger. Surface wind is 23016 knots.
23016. About 10 knot crosswind then.
Yeah.
What's the crosswind limit on this?
Western Radio, Golf
20 knots.
Bravo Juliet. Western Radio check
That's a huge crosswind limit.
For those of you not familiar with Turweston, it has an offset final approach because there's a farm on the extended centre line which we're meant to avoid. That's why it's a slightly angled final approach.
What will happen, we'll get it on the ground, I'll reset the flaps for you, and then you go, touch and go. knew it was going to be sporty. Why?
November 56 Alpha Hotel, over Silverstone, all position for right base and probably a 2 mile final.
Roger. Okay, pull the power off.
Golf Bravo Juliet, holding short Bravo, power check.
Okay, flaps reset, full power.
So you got one stage in, have you?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't very nice, was it?
Oh, I thought it was alright.
We touched down nicely, but
Sporting.
I think you can. I've done one. You can do. You can do that.
Let's see if I can do any better.
I was quite happy with that touchdown. I was carrying a bit of excess speed because of that wind, and so there was a bit of a float, but it was a very smooth touchdown.
But the wind's died down now.
Yeah, of course it has. I was waiting for that.
Not wanting to break my luck, I did ask Keith to fly the next circuit. I didn't have the confidence to try and do it a second time. And so there you are, my first flight in a DR400, the French-made touring aircraft that's giving the PA28 Archer a run for its money. I did really like the visibility, the speed and the range of Keith's aeroplane, but it was a little heavier on the aileron controls compared with the PA28, and that would probably be something I'd need to get used to. It's a bit like the TB10 in that respect. Thank you so much for watching. It really does help me if you can subscribe and like. Small niche creators like myself need all the support we can get at the moment, so if you like the video and you like what I do, please find a way to show your appreciation.
Well, thank you, Keith. That was fun.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Until then, fly safely, my friends.